how's it going, everybody? Hope you've been doing well. Oh boy. I'm excited to finally get into the second half of Doki Doki Literature Club. It's been quite some time coming, so I'm just gonna start by asking if you all can hear me, because that's 99% of my problem, is that no one can hear me. Let me know if the audio levels are good. Also, I don't know if there's like some weird delay on my camera or if that's me. You can hear me, yay! Okay, dope. That's like the important first step before I do anything, is making sure that what I'm doing actually means something. Hi Pint, how are you doing today? I dressed up all fancy today because I felt like it, I guess. Literally no reason other than like, I bought this dress just before lockdown and I haven't had a chance to wear it yet. And it's purple, and we're gonna be doing quite a bit of stuff with Yuri today, I think. It's just like a billion fucking... You're working, so it could be better? Yeah, work blows. I don't have to work again until, not this weekend, but next weekend, and then I'm back to work, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the paycheck, just not the having to wake up early. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna give you a little fit check. Look at my little dress. Look how cute it is. Ah. Yeah, I really love this dress. Probably could wear a petticoat with it, but I'm like, I'm just gonna be sitting down the entire time, so can't be bothered. And I got my eyebrows bleached, and I'm still slightly adjusting to the fact that I don't have visible eyebrows. Thank you! Yeah! And then before we get into the game, I figure we can chat a little bit and let people get in a little bit, but there's gonna be some content warnings and stuff. I have a little bot command for it. A little bot command. Yeah. So if you need trigger warnings, there's some like general ones in there. But if you need anything more specific than that, let me know. Because I've played this game before, so I know everything that's going on, and I'd rather you guys all be safe and pre-warned for stuff. I'm gonna try not to like spoil things way ahead of time that's like story, but like I'm gonna be trying to, as much as possible right before things happen, make sure you're like a little bit prepared, and if you don't want to like see the visuals or like the really intense stuff. But I would probably suggest that like if discussions of mental health stuff is super triggering for you, then this is probably not going to be the stream for you. I have all the VODs up for the romance sections already. They're on my YouTube, and some of them should probably still be on Twitch, honestly. But yeah, if you want to check out the romance sections, that's already a thing. This is going to be like some intense like horror stuff. But yeah, the first time I played this game, I did not look at the trigger warnings. But like when you pull up the game, it's like, hey, there's some intense shit. If you want to know exactly what intense shit, click here. And it's still not like that spoilery, but yeah, I didn't look at it, and then when the things happened, I was like, right, so when you said this is disturbing and not for children, I see what you mean. I don't know how far we're gonna get in like an hour and a bit. I should probably put my thingy brace on. And I like changed up my setup, so hopefully the lighting's a little bit better. I have like an extra big light and then the colored light, and I moved my camera a little bit because it's like, I think last stream was a little dark because the sun was behind a cloud like the whole time. I don't know. I'm still new to streaming, so So, yeah. Just gonna talk a little bit. Just because I don't want to like jump in straight into the horror stuff without talking a little bit first. What else? What else is going on in my life today? Today? At all? I mean, today I mostly slept all day. I went to bed early because I was tired, and then I woke up and then just fucked around on my phone for 3 hours, and then ended up having like an hour nap where I woke up so disoriented I didn't know what day it was. I was like, I was supposed to stream today. Is it still today? Yes, it's still today. I watched Bo Burnham's new Netflix special last night, which also is pretty intense. That thing could have used some trigger warnings, honestly. And then before that, I watched a Holocaust documentary. I've been really just emotionally mean to myself the last couple days. Let's just say that. I don't know. Just need to feel something, I guess. And then I have like a bunch of photo shoots coming up. I don't know. I'm shooting Spider-Gwen tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Nothing like wandering around Toronto in a Zentai suit. That doesn't get you stared at all. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Please do not walk around in a Sentai suit assuming that you will be fine. Please do not do that. You will get harassed pretty much immediately. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, it's been, I don't know, I'll give it 2 more minutes and then we'll actually start. Because I just don't want to get too into it. What else? I did my makeup today. Toronto, how it never changes. Yeah, Toronto's interesting. Like, I went for a walk to go get my medication last week, and I was in a muscle tank top and baggy men's joggers and a hat, like a baseball cap, and sunglasses and my mask. So pretty much all you could see of me was my arms. And still twice, 2 different times, men stopped their cars in the middle of the road to yell shit at me. And I mean, I also had big headphones on, so it was obvious I couldn't hear them. I'm like, buddy, I don't know what you think you're going to accomplish screaming at me on the side of the road, but it's not happening because I'm just listening to metal music and ignoring you. So just what I do. I do not want to perceive any men when I'm outside of my house. Like, there are some men in this world that I love dearly, but oh my god, the random ones can just not. They could just not. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, there's before we actually like open the game, last time we ended just after saying I love you to Sayori and waking up the next morning. Oh my god, my nose ring is itchy. So we woke up the morning after saying I love you to Sayori, and then I cut everything and saved. So some files have changed in the game, and I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to hopefully not dox myself. We shall see. We shall see. Give me a second. I have no idea how to do this without doing it this way, so we will see how the hell this happens. Boop, boop. Okay. So, this is probably gonna look real weird. If I can God, figuring this out is fucking impossible. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pine. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that. It's super appreciated. Super appreciated. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not at all what I wanted to do. How do I... I'm trying to figure out how to... Ah, hell yeah. Use those emotes. Alyssa did such a fucking great job with those too. How do I... See, okay. It's... Hi, Annatel. Welcome to the stream. I'm just really trying to figure out how to do a thing. Yes, I do. We're playing Doki Doki Literature Club, so there's going to be some discussions of things. So yeah, there's some trigger warnings in chat, and if you want anything more specific, I can definitely do that as well. Yeah. Hi, Terrible. Welcome to the stream. I am trying so hard how to figure out how to this one? Add a new one. Oh, this is a whole thing where that's what I want. That's what I want. Haha. So this is gonna be okay. I don't think that's what I want. I don't think that's what I want either. One second. I am sorry. I'm trying to get it to fucking capture my screen and it will not do that. Huh. Ah! Thank you, Pint. You startled me a little bit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, I set up all of these, a bunch of audio stuff, so hopefully that'll be fun. You're wondering about mental health? What specifically were you wondering? Like, about the game specifically? Oh. What I do when I'm in a dark place? It really depends on why. But a lot of the time, I put on like something funny, that I know that I've seen before, that I know is safe, and hang out with my partner, or I might vent or talk about it, depending on, like, it depends on if, it's just like I'm depressed, then I'll just, you know, I might give myself a little bit of a cry and then watch something funny. If it's PTSD, then I might like talk about what's happening with my partner and deal with that way. Okay. But yeah, it really depends on why I'm super upset. But yeah, most of the time I end up reaching out to my partner just because I've been with them for a bunch of years and I used to have a bunch of stuff, and they'll sit and they'll hold me and make sure that I'm okay. And I try and figure out why I feel the way that I feel. And I think the easiest way for me to handle stuff like that is to try and like reframe stuff. So like, I don't know, if I feel bad about something that happened because I didn't have control in a situation, I'll try and reframe it and be like, okay, but I did this to survive it, or instead of being like, oh, you know, no one cares about me, it's like, okay, objectively people do. I've never done that specifically. My sister has, but like, yeah, when I'm really depressed, I try and like take anything, like lock away stuff that I think I might use to do something like that, and like get in contact with someone I trust to take care of me and make me feel better, because I know that like ultimately that's not really what I want. I hurt and I'm trying to make that stop. So there's like better ways for me to do that. I used to have some shit, and yeah, I had to learn better ways of coping that would help me deal with whatever I was going through in a way that was a little bit more productive, or like that would help me express the feeling without making it worse, if you know what I mean. I do not know how to make this there we go. Yeah, and like never feel bad if you like need to reach out to somebody for help. There's like no shame at all in like needing help from somebody, because honestly we all need help sometimes, and it's better to reach out early, and I mean, if you can get professional help, great. I know that's not accessible for everybody, but like anything you know that makes you happy, or like if you need to just get the feeling out, like I do a lot of like making art, writing poetry, taking photos, singing about it, listening to music, screaming in the shower, like anything that can train you to like when you have that urge to immediately have another thing to do, especially having a plan before you get in that headspace, because it's hard once you're there to come up with something. But if you know ahead of time of like, okay, I have a plan that anytime I have this thought, I'm going to reach out to my partner and I'm going to call them, and then they're going to come over, and then we're going to have this food of mine that I know I always love, or we're going to watch this YouTuber I know is always safe, or this YouTube, I don't know, playlist, or watch a movie that I know I love, or like cuddle up with my favorite stuffed animal, or go to the park, or anything that you know makes you feel better, and then take the thing that you don't want to be doing and get it as far away from you as possible. But yeah, I mean, a lot of what I learned to do hinges on having somebody, because my recovery kind of coincided with me meeting my long-term partner like 11 years ago. So I mean, I have that benefit. Okay, let me see. So I don't know if you can see happy thoughts here. That's a new thingy. I do not know if this will show up on stream. No, it won't. Because I cannot for the life of me get the display capture to work. If I could get it to work, I would love that. But it just will not work. It just will not work. So I'm gonna do this the fucking hard way. Capture specific window. Yeah, like I'm trying to, because I'm opening that, and then now I have to capture that specifically too, which I suppose is helpful in that it's not letting me dox myself, which is great, but I specifically moved everything on my computer so that I wouldn't do that. So I just keep having to add new stuff. But it's fine. There we go. There we go. Let's move this over there. So yeah, this is what just opened. I'm just gonna okay. So this just opened in the game folders. That was not there before. So this is a fun new thing that we have in our fancy little game now. So that's fun. This is a fun little art thing that we now have based on the bow, I'm assuming, right here. That makes me think this is Sayori. And she wrote that poem about happy thoughts and stuff. So, you know, you say you love somebody and then this happens. That's always encouraging. Is that pretty art from a certain someone? Maybe. But yeah, so to the game, it's great. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, there's nothing horrible that ever happens when a game suddenly starts changing its files on its own. That's fine. So, I guess we'll get into it. Okay. It's very quiet. I think I just skipped something. It's the day of the festival. Okay, yeah, I'm dumb. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I consider going to her house to wake her up, but decide that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monika, I'm sure the event will be great too. Azura! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monika is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again, that dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Ahaha! You should take a little responsibility for her, Azura. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monika, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Monika is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? It came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. So that says get out of my head quite a few times, so I'm sure you get the gist of that. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Azura? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori, so... Ah, well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or to help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a split second and just let you know, big content warning for suicide coming up in like 3 seconds as soon as we get in the house. So heads up, it's not super graphic, but you do see it. So if seeing someone commit suicide is not okay for you, then I seriously recommend taking a second and like heading out, especially because like after this, an image of her doing that may randomly appear in the background as we play through, so I can't necessarily warn for that unless I notice it. But yeah, just heads up, that's the level of serious that we're going to be doing today. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? Yeah, and then for like more trigger warnings, there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing. She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Sayori? I feel so bad for her. So bad. Because she's so sweet. And yeah. So that's the end of Sayori being in this game for now. Though there's a little thingy. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Yeah, I love her too. She's so sweet. She's such a lovely girl. So you can't really see it behind my face cam, but there's like a thingy here. Let me see if I can move my face cam real quick. Here, if I just So as you can see, there's like a little thingy. So I'm gonna open that and show you what that looks like. So we hear. Let me open that. So traceback, we'll open that. I'm gonna have to add a whole new capture thing because that's where we're at today. Just there we go. So actually I might put that up just so you don't see me for a sec. Wait, no, I can just put that over here. There we are. Okay, so I'm gonna read this out too, in case it's a little small for you. I'm sorry, but an uncaught exception occurred while running game code, line 256 in script. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec, I can probably fix this. I think, actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Ah ha ha. Well, here goes nothing. So, yeah, there's a bunch of code that just got changed. I could probably fix this. This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. So, yeah. So, someone in the game seems to have deleted Sayori, which is, you know, not fantastic to do to somebody. Welcome, Crystal Phoenix. Welcome to the stream. Just heads up, it's gonna be a super triggering game, especially when I switch back over to the other window. Have a good one, Tara. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck with the thing you're going to do, and thank you for the good wishes. It's gonna be a intense little hour or so. Oh, that's why you joined. Okay, good. Then you might be able to tell by the music where we're at. So I'm gonna switch back to the game. This is where we're at right now. Move this back up. Fun, yeah. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. It's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it had always been, then I could have prevented this. So, a thing I wanted to bring up while we're at this section of the game, this is a really normal reaction to finding out your friend has done something like this. And this is also why it's really, really, really important to acknowledge that friends are not professionals. They're not therapists, and we can do everything in our power to try and help, but we're not qualified. We don't know what we're doing. We're just trying our best to be there for our friends, which is great and important, but at the end of the day, if you did everything you could, then it's not your fault. Sometimes the shit just happens. And especially when there's another person out there that's pushing someone to be more depressed and more upset, then your being there is really helpful, but it's ultimately, if someone's pushing someone to be upset and is being abusive, then it's their fault, not yours. Like, you can't force someone to be okay or to do what you want them to do. But yeah, you just, depression is hard, and it's an illness, and sometimes people need medication, and no amount of talking to them is gonna make them better. Or they need therapy, but you're not trained in what to do, and you're not a neutral third party. There's certain things that only like a professional can do, and even then it's not perfect. I mean, it's the same thing with like physical health conditions. Even if it's no matter what organ is affected by an illness, if it's your brain, something else, even the best treatment in the world fails sometimes. Like, you've had depression before, fought it off, and it's no fun. Yeah, I was seriously depressed as a kid. I only started getting out of it when I moved to the city and when I was an adult. And even then, like, I've been depressed for the last couple months. Like, being in quarantine is really hard, and being forced to be on the internet for all my socialization and then seeing all the shit on Twitter and on the news, like, has not been great for my brain recently. And like, I'm lucky that I have a lot of coping mechanisms that I've built up over the years, and like, I know I'm okay. But like, yeah, sometimes I just lay down on the floor and cry for a bit because that's what my brain needs to do. I need to get it out. Or you and me shall fight this together. Yeah. Good luck. It's been a hard year for like almost a year and a half for almost all of us. So it's completely normal to be struggling. And I mean, as far as like treatment failing, like I've been lucky in that a lot of health conditions that I have, the treatments have been working. But I know people who've had the same health conditions as me with as good treatment as me or better even, who have died from what I have. Like my gastroparesis, people die from that all the time. Like it's a really, really, really dangerous illness to have. And, you know, okay, I reacted well to the medication that helps me eat. My diet changes really helped. But, you know, if I hadn't been able to quit retail and do like what I do full time, like it probably wouldn't have worked because I couldn't take my medication and like stand up at a retail job. I just couldn't. Like that job was slowly killing me. And so like, okay, if my stomach's shutting down, no matter what I do wasn't getting better until I quit a job or had the privilege of doing that and doing something else for a living, you know, or I know people, their stomachs shut down and that medication doesn't work for them. So they have to get a feeding tube and then that doesn't work. And then they need, I don't know, like a more aggressive feeding tube that goes into their heart, and that will slowly kill you if you stop using your stomach. Like I've had friends who have died from the same genetic condition that I have. And it's no one's fault that happens. Sometimes that just happens. And brains are not different than other organs. A little more complicated maybe, but I mean, if you have an illness, you have an illness. And it's important to try and help support our friends when they're going through chronic illness, whether it's mental or physical. But at the end of the day, you can't hold yourself responsible if the best you could do wasn't enough, because you did your best. And that's all anyone can ask for, right? Is that you try and you're there and you're supportive. And you make, as long as you give them as many happy moments as you can while they're here, like then you made a difference, even if like people aren't immortal. It got so bad that it got, well, I gotta move this. It got physically bad. Your parents never got you proper help. You're past it. But feel like that, get help. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have access to help. Like my mom and dad tried to get me therapy, but I got diagnosed with depression when I was 13 or 14. And none of the private therapists in my small town would take patients under 16. And the private options were a 2-year wait anyway. And then I was like, fuck it. If I'm going to live for another 2 years, it's because I've figured out how to deal with it. And, yeah, I just got really lucky that I figured out how to handle it on my own, and have a, like, pretty good support network. But honestly, if you could get professional help, I thoroughly recommend it. And if a therapist sucks ass, then they suck ass. It's not you. Find someone who respects you and wants you to get better, because those people are out there. It just takes a while to find the right fit, you know? But yeah, definitely get help if you can. Professional, if at all possible, and if not, like, anything can help. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend, someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I only had one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. Say you're in our hearts forever. Yeah, absolutely. And now she's missing, and is now an amalgamation of all the other girls. So let's go ahead and start a new game. And it's glitchy. It's totally fine, right? This is fine. This is what we wanted. That was it? Oh yeah, that was totally it. We're just gonna start a new, very glitchy game. Yeah, I've played this before, so I know what's happening. So, here, I'm just gonna see if any files have changed. What glitches? Oh yeah, this is how it always was. Oh, I should probably show you this too. In here, I gotta move my cam again. But, yeah, this is all the characters, and, Sayori's missing. Sayori is missing. Isn't that great? Isn't that fantastic? Oh, it's new for you. Okay. This is the second half of the game where everything gets fucking weird, so. Sayori has been deleted. She is now gone. She is gone for, I don't know how to get her back, do I? I mean, is there a way to get back a deleted file? I don't know. It's not in my trash can. So we'll see. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Garble, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Garble catch up to me. Okay. I need a dial-up modem sound for all those weird names. Garble works good enough. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there'd be any girls in it anyway. Yeah, no, my high school anime club wasn't all girls, most of whom were gay, but it was excellent. It was excellent. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. You approve of such anime clubs? Hell yeah. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Azura? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. You had an anime friend group once they kicked you out? Yeah, that can happen. Anime groups are either great or toxic, and there's like no in between. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. You can't spell anime clubs without lesbian. Mara. Not no, but if you do, it's just bad. It's true. It is true. Or sushi. Fair. Also fair. Monica, I read that already. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Aha, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. But sushi isn't in anime clubs? Yeah, it is. It's just silent, that's all. It's a silent sushi. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Jesus Christ. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. Oh, in your anime club, if you didn't like sushi, you were shunned? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't like sushi. I like Japanese, like, izakaya pub food, but sushi rice, not my thing. Vegetables, not my thing. Raw fish, even cooked fish, not my thing. But yeah, I'm incredibly food picky, so I had a lot of issues with that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? There's no H in anime clubs? Sure there is, it's just silent, Mara. It's bracket H bracket anime clubs. She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member is a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Azura, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Aha! Awesome! You're really sweet, Azura, you know that? It's nothing, really? Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Ugh, Monica. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Oh God, you guys are funny. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Ugh. Yeah, so again, like I said, it's spooky now. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Azura. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Spooky, what are you talking about? This looks like a perfectly normal dating sim visual novel. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is completely normal. This is completely normal. This is what all dates with me look like, actually. There's a lot of girls, and jump scares do happen. Completely normal date with me. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Azura in a classroom and you decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Azura? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you really didn't plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. You joined after the parts of the game that get to you, so yay serendipity. Yes, excellent. I am very glad, Mara, that you didn't see that bit. I am very, very lucky that things have to be extremely realistic for me to get triggered by it. And by realistic, I mean it cannot be fiction. Even actors playing stuff out isn't triggering to me, which I know I'm extremely lucky. Like, it needs to be the actual thing I experience happening for real in like a video or a photo or right in front of me, and then I'm triggered. But like, I'm very lucky to have very specific triggers. So this sort of stuff is like hard, but not like triggering. It's just like emotionally difficult at times. This is normal. Yeah, it's just triggering because it feels, yeah. And I definitely, when I'm not like engaging with other people, like if I'm just playing this on my own, I'll get kind of, oh no, it's all good, Crystal. Okay, after all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Hey, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Azura, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. You could have more raspberry tea. It's far colder today than it should be for the end of May. Yeah, it's been a little chilly recently. A little bit chilly. I've definitely been enjoying still being able to have some like cider and hot chocolate and stuff. I'll probably need one after stream just because my throat gets sore. Though I am getting better at talking for 2 straight hours and not completely fucking up my throat. You miss Sayori? Yeah, I also miss Sayori. She's such a good being. She's such a lovely, lovely human being. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Oh, what am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Is the random glitch text coming through as no, I can see the glitching. I can see the glitching. That's why I do like squint a little bit to make it show up. Yeah. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Have you now? I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Aha, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I'm going through this game with someone else. Her bro. I have no idea what you're talking about, hon. Mara, who are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you might be mixing up the Pony Island one that I was playing. Oh, okay. No, you were playing it with someone else. And her brother was bothered. Okay, I see what's happening. I see what's happening now. You were playing this game with someone else, and that other person's brother texted that. Okay, I get it. And then you sent her a glitchy text about how he shouldn't be messaging her. Okay. I got you. It was a journey. It was a process, but then we arrived and we got there. Sometimes my brain's just like, what is happening? I have no idea. It's okay, I get there eventually. So Natsuki, you write your own poems, do you? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Izura? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forward with what's been on my mind this entire time. I never said I would join this club. You remember Pony Island? I was streaming and almost blocked you on Steam because the game kept sending me fake messages of you messaging me. Yes. I got so mad. I'm like, Mara, you know I'm streaming. Stop it. Stop it. Fucking metagames get me like nothing else. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clothes to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Azura. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. If we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. Besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed, so if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right, okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Even if you were messaging me while I was streaming, you know better than to send one sentence or phrase or thought per message, because notification overload is a thing that drives me bonkers. Yeah, I don't absolutely lose my shit if someone sends me 5 text messages when one would have done. Like, it drives me. I'm just like, oh, there's notification noise just keeps going. You just keep... Me doing this like 8 times is not what I want to be doing with my life. I just don't. Drives me insane. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Azura? Yeah. Could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. Oh yeah, I scared you, Yuri. I scared you. You are the one who is scared in this game, that is for sure. Bicep curls with a smartphone? Oh my god, you'd have to do like 1,000 of them to even like I could do this for a while. I just don't want the notification noise is my issue. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I'd be super pissed. Azura, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess? Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Azura, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah? Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. So Monica's being a lot more aggressive this time around, and I am walking home alone. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Oh, are we on our way to hell now? Oh yeah, so you're gonna want to catch the VOD. 'Cause you have missed... We've only gone through the first day so far, and the end of the last bit. But you missed some shit. Basically, just to recap, the end... So we said we loved Sayori, and then we woke up the next morning, and... Oh, let me just briefly show you. I can probably pull up the photo again. So this happened. Work sucked at the end of the day, so you can watch it, but you definitely watch the VOD. Excellent, yeah. But so do you see the little happy thoughts right here? Happy thoughts? So I don't know if I can make that show up. It's this thing. So it's this thing. This thing showed up. And then that went away. And yeah. So then that went away. And well, we walked in on Sayori doing some things. Well, specifically not doing anything ever again. And so there's these character files, and well, she's not in there. She's not in there. And then we got, where's the thing? Where's the, I think I deleted the thing. And then there was a thing at the end. there was a thing that when Sayori was deleted, there was like a little thing that popped up that said, see trace back for details. So this thing, which I'm gonna open that real quick. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. But it says, oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a second, I can probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Ah ha ha, well, here goes nothing. So that's what happened in the thing. Also, I don't know if the character ones open yet. They might. Okay, so that's, some of these open and do stuff. I just don't remember. We'll have to look at those later. But yeah, these all open and become things at some point. But yeah, this is a big hex code, so this is like a whole written thing. Yeah, so these are all things, and Sayori's, I guess, was one too. They're text files, but you'd have to run them through an encoder. Yeah, so like I'll try and find those next stream when we get to that point. We'll get there. We'll get there. To figure out what those are, but that'll be an end of the game, end of stream sort of situation. But yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff going on, but essentially Sayori's gone. It said the end, and we started a new glitchy playthrough where Sayori doesn't exist in this world anymore. We walk home alone. We always have. Yuri's vice president of the literature club. You know, normal stuff. Normal stuff. It's all normal. Whoa. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. All right. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? A dream. I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere, and there was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So the laughing was not part of the dream. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. Okay, let's see. Between Natsuki and Yuri. But yeah, Salt, you should definitely see the VOD. It's been good. I'm just gonna pick random words. Just random words. I'm not gonna... This seems fine? Yeah, it seems completely fine. This is totally normal. Totally normal. Disoriented. That is definitely how I feel right now. Hey, Tara. Are you back? Thank you for coming. Depression. Puppy. For a little bit? Hell yeah. pain. That's what I'm feeling right now. I think we're gonna end up going Yuri, but that's kind of... Oh. I think this is doing the thing. So, if you're getting a little disoriented right now all of a sudden, it's because the entire background is tilting right now. It's kind of zooming in and tilting. So, that's a thing that's happening. It makes me really dizzy. Hi again, Azura. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me. Yeah, the club, the visuals. But at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Azura. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica? Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who always keeps her manga collection in the club room. Monica seems totally normal, actually. This seems fine. This seems fine, right? The faces are... This is just what faces do, right? Like, does your face not kind of move around sometimes? Like, mine does that occasionally. Just sometimes. And I mean, it's probably an old building. That's why it's a little bit askew. I mean, nothing in my house sits straight. That's completely normal. Your face does randomly spasm occasionally, so it tracks. I mean, yeah, exactly. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Azura. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? God, that weird broken note every time. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try and be a part of this club. We should be getting the game sound. Are you not getting the game sound? There, is that better? Is that better? Let me know. I mean, the game sound's just music, so as long as you can hear the music. A little better? Oh God, every time. Okay. Let me know if that's better. Definitely if there's ever audio issues, just let me know right away and I can try and fix it. God, that every time I look at that, I just like pulled the game back up on my end and it makes me so dizzy. If I let this go any longer, everything's gonna be fucking sideways. Imagine you get to like this point and you don't realize it's tilting. Oh God. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? It just felt like, well, as vice president and all, I should help you get started on something you might like. You could easily get to this point without realizing it's tilting? Shit. I mean, you know what? I've seen you play video games enough times that I completely believe that. After you playing Portal at my parents' house, you would absolutely not notice. That I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much? Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. You would also not notice until it's way later? I mean, at this point, it's almost at like a 45-degree angle. Like, Mara absolutely wouldn't notice. But you love Yuri the mostest? I love Yuri. I love Yuri so much. I only have my Yuri wig, like, right here off camera. I enthusiastically take the book. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. It's been gradual, so it's been slow enough it makes sense you might not consciously register it. But then it snaps back. Yeah, exactly. But like, there's just a point where like my brain, I guess that's the difference between ADHD and autism, is that with like ADHD you're too focused on the thing, whereas with autism, like it's difficult to read the game when everything in the background's just like, as it makes me feel very nauseous. Speaking of, I am going to have dinner after stream for sure. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Right? With ADHD, it's difficult to notice the background doing the thing because you're busy reading the text. Yeah. Whereas with autism, it's difficult reading the text because you're busy being distracted by the background doing the thing. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But it only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and fixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. I mean, ADHD can do that too, but it's not quite as regular, at least for me, as your sensory experience with autism. Yeah, I guess. Well, so Pine, thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you for the biddies. That's a lot. 1,000 biddies is a lot of biddies. Once you pick it up, you might have a hard time putting it down because I covered it in glue. It's a lot of gay biddies. Yes, it's big old gay tiblies. I mean biddies. Thank you so much. Bonk. I definitely deserve to be bonked with my own emote. Like, Ah, this chat. There's definitely supposed to be like a sound alert for that. It's just not working. I didn't mean to hit the button. Yay! But yeah, there's supposed to be sounds. They're not happening. They're not happening, and I don't know how to make them happen. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, maybe it'll happen now. I have no idea. I have. Slobs has been a pain lately. Yeah. Yeah, I also just set it up, so I don't even know if I did it right, to be honest. But, God. Oh, man, maybe I could pull it up and see if I could just play the sound that was supposed to play. 'Cause I could just do that. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I don't know why shit not working, but shit be not working. What is 1,000 supposed to be? So here, I'll play it for you now. There you go.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
So that was what was supposed to play. Let me know if that's way too loud, because that is so loud on my end. But yeah, that's supposed to be for 1,000 bits. Oh man. Oh god, what I might do is just turn that the fuck down a little bit. But yeah, I might just manually play those for the time being until we figure that shit out. But I'm gonna turn that way down. But yeah, let me know if that was too loud. There's a bunch of bit notifications and stuff. I mean, at least the channel points ones seem to work, which is helpful. Like that one. Like that stuff seems to work. I just don't know why the bit ones aren't. Whatever. Should be weird. Anyway, it's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Huh. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Izura? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Hi, Con Mom! Welcome to the stream! How you doing? For everyone who doesn't know, Con Mom is an amazing photographer here in Toronto. Also does like photo edits and stuff.
This was a trial.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the raid, Captain Caboose! Oh my god, so many things are happening. Nightbot. Oh god. Thank you for the raid! I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know how to make it stop. Nightbot, stop. Nightbot, stop. Nightbot, it's fine. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. I can go fix that. Here, I'll fix it real quick and then you can remod them. Fucking Nightbot, what is your problem? What is your problem? I'm just gonna disable the spam filter. There we go. Okay. Okay, that should be fixed now. Thank you so much! Oh, okay, no, you did on your channel. Thank you so much for the raid and the subs and all of the things. Yeah, I was just saying, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Pine. I don't normally get got by jump scares, but there we go. But Con Mom, I will hydrate, Mom. But Con Mom's a fantastic photographer, one of my favorites to work with. Like, there's only a few photographers I feel super comfortable with, and Con Mom is, like, absolutely one of my favorites. To be fair, Con Mom is, like, my favorite photographer that isn't one of my partners. Like, if I just take out partners out of the equation, then Con Mom is my absolute favorite photographer to work with. Bar none. Yeah. And Captain Caboose is an amazing streamer and a wonderful person that I've also known for years and years and years, and you should absolutely... Here. Let me figure out if I'm doing this right. There. Yeah. Go support. I'm pretty sure I spelled that right. Pretty sure.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Hi! Pine, I knew you would love all of these. Oh, there's so many just random noises I've added. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad I made affiliate. It was just really a matter of time, and having internet that fucking works. I'm really giving Mom her hydration worth. Yeah. Gotta give you some. I'm gonna shout out Con Mom too, because Con Mom is also great and also does streaming of like photography edit stuff. Support all my friends. Support my friends. They're good beans. They deserve it. Okay. Let me see if there's a thing for 200 biddies. Let me just double check, because those ones are definitely not working. Even a little bit. Is there a 200 bits one? Yeah, there is. Have fun with that.
Oni-chan?
There you go. You paid for that. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it so much. I still give. Yes, you do. You're gonna end up unlocking all of the emotes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Talk to the partner about supper and say hi for me. But yeah, God, you guys all rock, and my friends are wonderful and deserve support, and following is free. And Con Mom's great because they've got this wonderful little fart noise you can play on their streams, which jump scares them every single time. Every single time. Hell yeah. Anything scares me. I mean, I've gotten jump scared by all of my alerts so far today. So like, you are baby. I am also babe. I'm usually like with horror, because I'm prepared and I know what's coming, I'm like completely fine. But I do get startled really easily if like I don't know what's coming. Anyway, Yuri. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's, your friends are awesome except me. I'm invisible. I has ninja skills. That just means you're an awesome ninja. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway, then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem, When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Yuri needs a different voice for the weird text. Okay, I only have so many voices. And the weird text does come and go very quickly. I'm trying to be more aggressive with it at least, but it's difficult. And please stop me if I start talking too much. Yuri is autistic. She just is autistic. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Ha! She has a special interest in reading. Absolutely. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Yuri, are you feeling okay? Yeah, Tara, I'm pretty sure this is normal for her. This is normal for her. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah! I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and her eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. I think when I did this, I went full demonic for the weird text it was musing. Yeah, Mara. There's definitely been playthroughs I've seen where people definitely did that. It's also hard because you gotta catch it quick. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses the things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came to my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Azura? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess? So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. Nothing alarming, nothing to be concerned about. Everything is fine. It's all fine. Completely fine. Totally fine. Nothing weird happening at all. I'm gonna talk to Natsuki first. Monika's freaking me out. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't invoke any emotions. So basically it's not cute enough for your taste? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass? Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Same poem as before? Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yeah, exactly. I like when it's easy to read but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. And Monika. Woo! Hi, Azura. Having a good time so far? Yeah? Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Aha! Don't worry, Azura. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. You're always listening. Thanks, Alexa. Yeah, she's always listening, and I'm sure that's completely normal. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Azura. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. Sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. A hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Okay, Monica. So, what do you think? It's very freeform if that's what you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I just say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth and then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick it up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try and make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri gets her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. This is my first time writing poetry. Who knows? Maybe I was a poet in a past life. Y'all seem so familiar, too. Yeah, guys, I don't know, it's such some weird deja vu happening. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yeah, this is the same. Same again. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Azura. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Azura. Me too? Whew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Jeez. Mine wasn't that impressive. I just picked 20 words that I thought sounded kind of cool. Yeah, pretty much. The music is getting wonky, and it every once in a while it just throws me. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Azura did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. Appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Azura liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what
You're just... Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Azura appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Azura started showing up.
Natsuki!
Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you.
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that? You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch. Trigger warning for self-harm discussions.
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know?
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Whoa, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? The fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Azura hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Azura, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't even read that. It went so fast. But yeah, they were shit talking each other. Those are my internal thoughts of what? Like, who do I stand with? How did I get dragged into this? Can't wait to watch the VOD? Yeah, basically. Oh, I can't pick either of them. Great, great, great. Nothing matters. None of your choices matter. Hi, Monica. Hey, Azura. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Oh, the text is wrapping around you and you're in front of everything. That's upsetting. Okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, this makes you want to spend less time with the others, and that's fine. I'd be happy to spend more time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Hello, sleep paralysis demon Monica. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Natsuki. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did.
Azura, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica.
You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer.
I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done.
Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today.
It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri.
It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Azura. It would just be embarrassing with you listening.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understand.
So, that'll be it for today. Oh, all my other... Well, page 2 is empty. Oh, all my saves are gone. All my saves are gone. So you can't go back. So, that's nice. So, yeah. That's what we got. That's what we got going on. I'm gonna go to main menu. Yeah. Yeah. Like, game's totally fine. This is so normal. This is totally fine. This is fine. This is fine. Everything about this has been fine. I'm gonna take these off now because I don't really need to hear the game right now, but yeah. This is fine. This is fine. So yeah, I'm gonna try and find another game I can play in between sessions of this because I think it's a lot, and people might not be able to handle it So I want to make sure that like people aren't just going like weeks without being able to see anything from me. So there's some puzzle games I might try, or I don't know. I'll figure out something. Also, thank you so much for all the support and stuff. It's been really nice, and I appreciate it. Talos Principle? I could do that. I could do Talos Principle. There's another one I also want to play that I've never played before. Called, oh, what the hell is it called? Manifold Garden. It's all fractal and stuff. So it's a mind bender, but in a lot more accessible a way. Thanks, Mom. I'm glad to see you here. It's been nice. Yeah, it's you'll see. I've seen like the first section of it, and then I was like, oh, this is too good. I need to play this. So that'll be nice. But yeah, I'll see about what else I can play. I have not decided yet. I have not decided yet, but we shall see. We shall see. But yeah. Let me see if there's anyone live right now that I can raid. I'm probably gonna end up raiding Salt, because I'm assuming he's gonna be streaming in like 2 seconds. Let me see. Oh god, hopefully this doesn't do a thing. Yeah, so Salt is streaming. So I'm gonna raid Salt. Just everybody stay in the thing, and I will raid Salt, and we can go watch Salt. He's, I think, I'm hoping he beats it today, but he's playing the very last level of Super Rubber Ross World, which is a Mario Maker little world. But yeah, Salt has been a great supporter of mine, both streaming wise and not. So yeah, go have fun. He's good vibes, and hopefully he beats the game today. And yeah, I should be live again. I don't know if I'll have time again this week. It might be next week. I don't know. It depends on how many photo shoots I'm doing, but we shall see. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and I appreciate all the support and the BDs and the subs and raids and stuff today. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.